Hi guys, I'd like to talk to you today a bit about division. Now, if I was to start somewhere simple and start to say, well, 6 divided by 3 equals 2, really simple, I'd like to explore what happens when I change these numbers here. So if I times them by 10, so I said 60 divided by 30, what does that come to? Well, there are two 30s in 60, so that's 2. What about 600 divided by 300? Again, there are two 300s in 600. So that's one direction I could have taken it in. What about if I had gone, instead of timesing by 10, what about if I divided this by 10? So I said 0.6 divided by 0.3. Well, again, that's 2. And 0.06 divided by 0.03 is equal to 2. So the idea I really want to get to is that whether you times or divide by anything, as long as you do it to that number and that number, you always get the same answer. And it's largely because it's like an equivalent fraction. 6 over 3 you would know would be the same as 12 over 6, which would be the same as 18 over 9. So when you think about division as a fraction or a fraction as a division, then you can start to understand why that happens. Now, when we come to divide by a decimal, it's really useful to have that idea in mind. So if I said I wanted to do 42 divided by 0.6, now if I said, okay, I'll follow this idea here of timesing both of them by 10, I've got 420 divided by 6. And all of a sudden that's a lot easier, because if I put that together, I would just be doing 6 into 420, which is 0, carry the 4, 6 into 42 is 7. So the answer is 70. So 42 divided by 0.6 is actually 70. And that's the idea that I need you to carry through. So if I asked you again to do something like 337.2 divided by 1.2, I would want you to times both of them by 10, like that. So you get 372 divided by 12. 372 divided by 12 is 0, carry the 3, that is 3, carry the 1, it's 31. So 37.2 divided by 1.2 is equal to 31. Now, so you need to say, right, what am I going to divide by to make this as easy as possible? So we'll look at one more over here. So if I had 5.4 divided by 0.06, okay, I would look at that and I would say, okay, if I times by 10, I get 54 divided by 0.6, but I still think that's quite hard, so maybe I ought to times by 10 again to give me 540 divided by 6r. Now that's easy to do. And that's 90. So 5.4 divided by 0.06 is 90. So the real key thing is we need to get this number whole. So we choose a number to times by, and remember it can be any number, but we just need to get that whole. So for example, one final one, if I said 0.345 divided by 1.5, okay, my goal would be to get this number whole. So I'm going to times by 10 to get that 15, and that makes that nice and easy. Then I have to times this one by 10, so I've got 3.45. Now remember, when doing that division, you set it up like that, 3.45, and all we have to remember is to keep the decimal points in a straight line. And then forget about them. So 15s into 3 don't go. Remainder 3. 15s into 34 go 2. Remainder 4. And 15s into 45 go 3. So 0.345 divided by 1.5 is equal to 0.23. So let's just do one more. 0.072 divided by what should we go by? 0.24. Okay, we're going 0.24. So my goal is to make this one whole. So I would have to times that by 100. So that would be 24. Timesing this one by 100 would give me 7.2. I'm going to do 24s into 7.2. So 24 into 7 doesn't go. I forgot to put my decimal point in the straight line. 24s into 72 goes 3. So my answer is 0.3. So 0.072 divided by 0.24 is equal to 0.3. So remember, our goal, make this second number whole number. So my goal here was to make this one 6. My goal here was to make this one 12. My goal here was to make that one 6. My goal here was to make that one 15, and to make this one 24. So by utilising a multiplication of 10, 100, 1,000, or whatever it takes to get the second one equal to a whole number, you have to do that with the first one, and then it's just dividing a whole number into a decimal, which we did last time. Okay.